You know, most of the game modes in Tower Defense Simulator have received new reworks. Because of that, I decided to rank every single game mode in the game, from an easy mode like casual mode to the hardest mode like Nuclear Wasteland, and even the unplayable game mode like Golden mode. I am going to rank the game modes based on how unique they are, the rewards they give, and especially their special features like amazing skins, insane tower rewards, and much more. It already seems very interesting, but trust me, ranking all of them was really difficult. Still, you are going to learn many important things about each game mode, and hopefully you will find defeating them a piece of cake after watching this video. So first of all, we are starting with the hardest game mode. Oh my goodness, never mind. That was just a tiny script mistake, the casual mode. This mode is really easy, and from its name, it's clear that it's very casual. It features common enemies like regular zombies, skeletons, and breakers. And the Gravedigger is the final boss. You can easily go through the early game with basic towers like Scout, Soldier, and Sniper. The mod only has 30 waves and there isn't really anything unique about it, but I have to agree that the Gravedigger is a cool boss, and to be honest, I like his design. Especially this guy is so annoying. Oh my goodness, man, it's happening again. Stop spawning so many enemies, I hate you, Gravedigger. If we are using starter towers, defeating the Gravedigger can be challenging on some of the maps. However, most of the time you are going to defeat him without too much trouble. After you finally kill him, you are going to get decent amount of coins and XP. But honestly, I would never recommend playing this game mode for grinding. So I am placing it in the C tier. You know what, there is actually a game mode that's easier than the casual mode. The easy mode. I want to talk about it really quickly because there is not much to say. When you are playing the mode, you are going to encounter the same enemies from the casual mode, with the only exception being the bolt. It is very fast but very easy to kill. This mode only has 25 waves and the final boss is the brute. It can smash your towers or throw rocks to stun them. Honestly, I am just going to skip this game mode. It isn't worth your time or effort at all. Go away, dude, I am putting you in the D tier. You are the worst game mode, you should be ashamed. But you know what? There is something even worse than the easy mode. Most of you who are watching this video are not subscribed to my channel. If you are enjoying the video so far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Your support means so much to me. Now let's get back to the video. Oh my goodness, finally, something worth talking about. The intermediate game mode. This game mode also has the same enemies from the casual mode, with some exceptions like the gold. How it works is kinda ridiculous and it has health regeneration modifier. Basically, it heals up very slowly. Other than the goal, we can see the slimes. After you kill an enemy with slime modifier, it's going to turn into a slime. It really sounds very stupid, but it's fine, I guess. Wait, there is more, such as rivers, living experiments, and field experiments. All of these enemies have a lot of health. Because of that, you may need some decent towers to defeat them. I recommend teaming up with other players and having a few intermediate towers like Rocketeer or Crook Boss. This game mode has 30 waves and the final boss is Patient Zero. I think he has one of the best designs in the game. Perhaps he has 100,000 health, which seems like a lot, but if you are playing on a decent map, you can kill him without any trouble. However, when he reaches 50,000 health, he will rage and start going faster. After you defeat him, you are going to get 500 coins and 120 XP. Overall, this game mode is pretty decent and I kinda like the experiment theme, so I am placing it next to the casual mode. Next up, let's talk about the Molten mode. This mode is actually difficult and from the name you can already see the theme is going to be Molten. Perhaps there is the edit abnormal, it's not really a Molten enemy, but do you see his muscles? Dude is absolutely buffed up. Anyways, in this mode you are going to kill many Molten enemies with corpse modifier. After you kill them, they turn into a corpse and basically you have to kill the corpse too. It can get pretty annoying because some corpses can have a lot of health. It is pretty boring when you are just waiting for your towers to kill a stone. You are going to encounter many unique enemies like Molten Necromancers, the Molten Hounds. They are really fast, and even Molten Titans, not going to lie, they look horrifying. This mode has 35 waves and you are going to encounter the first boss in wave 30, the Molten Executioner. This guy can smash your towers with a huge hammer. In the upcoming waves, you are going to see tankers and Molten Summoners. Each enemy in this mode has a very unique design and low-key, I like all of them. But you haven't seen the Molten Warlord yet. This is the final boss with 150,000 health. This guy has some amazing looking abilities. Perhaps to kill him, you may need towers like Minigunner to do enough damage. You definitely shouldn't underestimate the Molten mod. By the way, the Electroshocker is pretty crucial in this game mode. I really recommend using it. When you kill the boss, he drops his weapons and explodes like this. I think this boss is really unique and I like the abilities he has. After all of that, I am placing Molten mod right in the B tier. Here is my favorite game mode so far, the Fallen mod. This mod has 40 waves and is the hardest regular game mode in the game, featuring fallen zombies and many unique bosses like the Fallen King. There are some really annoying waves like wave 19 or wave 31, and the reason is the Fallen Jester. This guy is so ridiculously insane. It can make other enemies have more health or run much faster, which is very dangerous without towers like Electroshocker. In this mod you are going to also encounter enemies with aggro modifier. Towers are going to target the enemy with the aggro modifier first. Also don't forget the flying enemies in this game mode. To kill them, you are going to need towers with flying direction. Because of that, towers like the Ranger and Mortar are very crucial. There is even the Fallen Honor Guard on wave 35. This guy has a lot of health and he is really insane. At the final wave you are going to encounter the Fallen King. He is very iconic but also very dangerous because of his health and speed. Perhaps this mod has a secret wave, the Hidden Wave. To activate it, you have to type a few numbers in the chat, have one base health left and defeat the Fallen King under 60 seconds. Of course you are going to need towers like Engineers, Rangers and Gatling guns to defeat the Hidden Wave. As the final boss, you are going to encounter the Awakened Fallen King. It's the purple version of the regular Fallen King and is actually my favorite boss in the game. This guy looks so amazing dude, like for real, I love it. Despite all of that, there is currently no special reward for beating the Hidden Wave. Hopefully something special for it will be added in the future. Dude, you know what? Fallen mod deserves to be in the S tier. I absolutely love the Awakened Fallen King. The purple color is just amazing in my opinion, I like it so much. Next up, there is a special game mode, the Golden mode. This game mode is playable in the sandbox mode and was removed from the main game 5 years ago. It has 40 waves like the Fallen mode. You are going to encounter many similar enemies like necromancers, tanks and boomers. The enemies in this mode are quite outdated because they are the legacy versions of the current enemies in the game. Honestly, there isn't much to talk about here. There are still some unique enemies like golden enemies, gold guard and the gold titan as the final boss. In my opinion, the design of the Gold Titan is just amazing. Overall, considering the history of this game mode, I am placing it next to the Molten mod in the B tier. Before we start talking about the special game modes in the game, don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up. Anyways, let's get started with the Hardcore game mode. It is quite outdated like the Golden mod. It features some classic enemies like the Legacy Fallen and Molten enemies. This mod has 50 waves, making it the longest game mode in the entire game. As you play, you are going to encounter lead enemies, hidden enemies, flying enemies and many bosses, including Molten boss, Fallen King and Fallen Sword Master. To beat this mod, you are going to need a strong tower like the Engineer. To unlock this tower, you have to play the Hardcore mode. You need to grind 4500 gems to unlock this tower, and the reward for beating Hardcore mode is only 300 gems. Other than the Engineer, there are currently 3 more gem towers in the game, which makes this mod really important. You can only unlock the gem towers by only playing Hardcore mode, and some of them like the Engineer and Brawler are incredibly overpowered. Perhaps towers like the Accelerator and Necromancer are just really fun to use. Sometimes the grind can get pretty boring, especially because one hardcore match can take you longer than half an hour, which feels like forever. Everything feels really slow because upgrade prices are much higher and you can only earn money when you kill enemies. Eventually, that's normal because this mod was added 5 years ago. It pretty much had no crucial update or whatsoever. However, we do know that this mod is going to receive a new rework in this year, so hopefully it will become better and more exciting. If you take a look at the final boss, the Void Reaver, it features a really cool design. It definitely looks pretty outdated compared to some of the newer bosses in the game. Still, Hardcore mod was an amazing addition to the game 5 years ago, and even right now, it is somewhat decent in my opinion, so I think it can be in the S tier. Or never mind, I am placing it in the A tier. Finally, we have 3 special game modes left: Pizza Party, Badlands and Nuclear Wasteland. Let's start with the Pizza Party. This mode is inspired from another popular game, and I am sure you can guess which game that is. This game mode offers a brand new map which features a pretty dark atmosphere, including a large stage with purple curtains and speakers. Especially, you are going to encounter many unique enemies like tower plushies, monkeys and demons. Some of these enemies are specifically designed to counter certain towers, like the Electroshocker, so be ready for the worst nightmare. To beat this game mode, basically you are going to need towers like the Ranger for flying and lead detections. You are going to see a few lead enemies in this game mode, like the Knight and Cobalt Guard, and for flying there is the Balloon Kid. And the final boss is Qumu Phoqus. As you deal damage, you will see him losing parts, which is pretty interesting to watch. After you defeat him, you are going to get a lot of rewards and you will have the permission to unlock the Warden Tower. The Warden is a really good melee tower. It can deal lots of damage and stun enemies, which is really useful. Also, this event has a secret reward. You can unlock a special skin if you beat this game mode with only Scout, Shotgunner, Commander and Minigunner. The game turns black and white and becomes way harder. When you win, you will get the purple guy skin for the Warden Tower. This skin is pretty awesome and I like the design of it. After all of that, I guess I am going to place this game mode in the S tier. It's a fun, challenging and rewarding experience in my opinion. Next up, we have the Polluted Wasteland. This game mode features a special map like the Pizza Party but with nuclear theme. The map has a pretty unique design where enemies have to circle around your towers for quite some time. Because of this, towers with large range are a good option for this game mode. In the map, we can see a few storage tanks that contain toxic waste. By the way, you can actually place your cliff towers on them. The enemy designs in this game mode are really awesome. They are pretty new and amazing looking. Despite how fantastic they look, of course, they are also very challenging. I think this game mode might be the hardest so far, because it only has 25 waves and even in the early waves you are going to see enemies with hundreds of health. Honestly, I kinda like that because that makes it more unique than the other game modes and it feels like a different experience in my opinion. In this game mode, there are some very special enemies like abominations, necromancers and slimes. At the final wave, you are going to encounter some nuclear guardians and the nuclear monster as the final boss. It has 1.5 million health, that means you will need very overpowered towers like the engineer or turret to defeat it. The support towers are also going to be very crucial for this game mode, otherwise you are going to lose. It's definitely difficult and challenging. After defeating the nuclear monster, you are going to get lots of coins and gems. But honestly, for grinding gems, I would prefer playing the hardcore mode. It's just way more efficient in my opinion. Overall, this game mode feels very challenging and it can get pretty boring after playing it a few times. Because of that, I am placing it in the A tier. And finally, here we go, the Badlands. Dude, let me just place you in the S tier right away. In my opinion, this is definitely the best game mode in the entire game by far. Let's talk about the mod itself. The map is pretty unique, featuring 3 different lanes and the overall design is pretty special if you ask me. Especially, the hardest part about it is that you are going to see enemies coming up from every single lane, which means triple amount of enemies and that's already crazy. Perhaps it has only 30 waves and you can see some similar enemies from other game modes like the Elite Abnormal and Fallen Skeleton. But of course, there are also some unique enemies like the Withered, Undead Miner and Cavalry. The Electroshocker is definitely one of the best towers to bring for this mod. It can be really crucial because some of the enemies are really fast and you have to slow them down. And for that, Electroshocker is just the best option you have. Towers like the Pursuit and Ranger are also an amazing option. You can move the Pursuit to anywhere you want and the Ranger has a very large range. On the final wave, there is the Gunslinger who will always spawn on the middle lane. So basically, you have very limited time to kill him. After you defeat him, you are going to unlock the Cowboy Tower for free. Cowboy Tower can generate you money while attacking enemies and is honestly one of my favorite towers in the game. It's a fun tower to use and it can be a great replacement for the farm tower. Wait, also, just like the Pizza Party, you can unlock a special skin by completing a secret quest. You need to defeat this mod in very short time to unlock the Badlands cowboy skin. Overall, this skin has a really cool design and I especially love how it looks like on the max level, so it's definitely worth going for. Perhaps this mod is one of the best ways to grind coins and XP at the moment. I guess after all of that, it deserves to be the best and the most important game mode in the game. Let me know in the comments which game mode is your favorite. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out and trust me, this video took me a very long time to make. By the way, there are two game modes I didn't include in this video. They are the Legacy Molten and Legacy Fallen. They are just older versions of the current game modes, so I didn't include them in this video. Otherwise it would be pretty boring. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments about your opinions and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and peace.